Yes, my people, welcome to my channel. If you're new, make sure you press that subscribe button. Now, here we're going to talk about the GOAT. For me, the greatest athlete of all time, the greatest sportsman of all time, the greatest football player of all time, Lionel Andreas Messi. Now, look, we all know Messi's in the MLS, but he's 38. And what Messi has done in the MLS is highly underappreciated, underrated. You understand? Because when someone else was 37 or 38 and he achieved things or scored or assisted, people spoke about that. Look at what this player is doing at this age. And then we have a guy who I think we're taking for granted. We're literally taking Lionel Messi for granted. And now, before we get into the main topic of this video, it's important to highlight that 38-year-old Messi, who most people claim he just is talented. He's got a God-given talent and all of that, which is true. Obviously, the most talented player we've ever seen. However, at 38, why are people not talking about him looking after his body, for him to still have this same amount of consistency he's had throughout his whole career? Why are people not talking about his dieting and, just looking after himself to be able to still play football at the level he's playing now? Someone say MLS. And my answer to that will be Messi is the top goal scorer of South American World Cup qualifiers. Yeah. And just so you know, Vinicius Jr., he plays for Real Madrid. Yeah. Plays for Brazil. He's not the top goal scorer there. Yeah. There's the likes of Rodrigo, who plays for Real Madrid. There's Rafinha, who plays for Barcelona. You understand? There's Luis Diaz, who plays for Bayern Munich. We can go on and on. There's even in Messi's Argentinian team. You have Julian Alvarez, who's having an unbelievable season. You have Lautaro Martinez. You have all these guys. But guess what? That 38-year-old, yeah, finished top goal scorer. Understand? And he made history not long ago, having the most assists at international level. Now, if we talk about Messi in the MLS now, guys, he just finished this season with 29 goals in 28 MLS regular season games. More goals than games. Number one, top goal scorer in the MLS. And he also finished first with the most assists in the MLS. Now, we know the MLS, their assist record's a bit different. The count, we call it the hockey assist, what we call it? Either way, pre-assist is counted in MLS for every player, by the way, not just for Messi. But he finished number one with most assists and number one with most goals. And then if we start to add, I think in the CONCACAF, he scored 5 goals there. So that already puts him on 34. FIFA Club World Cup, he had a goal there. That puts him on 35. I also believe in the Leagues Cup, he scored 2 or 3. So anyways, Messi scored so far around 38 goals for Inter Miami this season. Why is no one saying, how is he doing this at 38? You know, because for you to still be doing that at 38, you have to take care of your body. But if I only talk about one person, because the person takes photos showing his six pack. You understand? It's unbelievable, man, how underrated. Like, it's crazy to say the greatest player of all time is underrated, blood. And the season's not done. Because now they have the playoffs. We have the MLS Cup, obviously. There'll be a playoff for that, and we'll see the winners of that. So Messi potentially could play up to 6 games. So he might have up to 6 games left, depending on, obviously, the first round. It's the first of 3. It's the, what do you call it? Best of 3. So if whoever wins the first 2 games goes through to the next round. So if he goes to 3 games, and then there's the semifinals, and then the finals, and then there's the MLS Cup finals. So yeah, so Messi could potentially play another 6 games, which means he's likely to finish the season with 40 plus goals and 20 plus assists for Inter Miami only. I haven't counted Argentina's the goals he scored for Argentina and the assists he's given for Argentina too. You understand? So yeah, what a season he's had. And talking about the MLS, He is about to win the MVP back to back. No one in the history of this league has ever won a back to back MVP. So when they say it's just MLS, let me tell you, Zlatan Ibrahimovic played in the MLS. Pele played in the MLS. David Villa played in the MLS. Kaká played in the MLS. Thierry Henry played in the MLS. Wayne Rooney played in the MLS. Frank Lampard played in the MLS. Steven Gerrard played in the MLS. Pirlo played in the MLS. I mean, we can go on and on. Marco Reus. Yeah, Heung-min Son just joined. You got Muller as well, who just joined. We can go. There's so many players who have played in the MLS. We can even go back. Robbie Keane, Showright Phillips. These are players who played for top clubs in Europe. None of them, none of them have done what Messi has done. Messi is also the quickest player to 50 goals in the MLS. He done it, I believe, in 53 games, if I'm not mistaken. Either 53 or 54 games. Either way, he's the fastest player to 50 goals in MLS history. And he's about to be the first back-to-back MVP in MLS history. It's ridiculous. And we're talking about players. By the way, you're hearing all these goals and stuff. He's a playmaker. At times, you see him as the deepest player back and creating, assisting people from behind the halfway line. This is a player who literally has always been a system. A player who has changed the game of football. You understand? A player who literally we will never see again. And I mean that. We might see a player, similar playing style, but I don't think we will see a player that's going to have 400 plus assists and 1,000 plus goals, because he will get that 1,000. He's literally had his best season at Inter Miami. He's only got better and better every year. He's only had basically 2 full seasons. Obviously, his first season there, he delivered a trophy. It was unbelievable. But the MLS was almost done. There was I think, how many games? Probably 6 or 7 games left of the MLS. And then there was obviously the the Leagues Cup, which he helped them win. He had a few injuries that season as well. Second season, obviously, he got the MVP. Again, missed a lot of games. There was Copa America and all of that. A few injuries. And he still finished second top scorer in the league. And this year, he's gone on to score 29 goals in 28 games, only 1 penalty. Only 1 penalty. And he gave away maybe 4 or 5 pens to his teammates. That's greatness. That is greatness. And people have to understand we will never see anything like it. Like I said, obviously we know Cristiano is going to get to 1,000 goals. But we all know assist-wise, he's not going to get nowhere near Messi. You understand? Where Messi is highly likely to get to 1,000 goals. Yeah, and I mean, the assist record, I don't think anyone's going to catch that. Honestly, I don't think anyone's going to catch that, because I see Messi staying at Inter Miami for at least another 3 seasons. Because with the year he's just had, let's say he drops off a little bit next season, that will still be probably 30 plus goals, because by the time the playoffs is done, Messi's going to be close to 900, because he's only literally 11 goals away from 900 goals. So after the playoffs, who knows? He could be close to the 900. And then there's another international break, I think, in November. So he could get to the 900 potentially, by the end of this year. And next season, there's the World Cup. If Messi can somehow find a way to score, between 30 to 40, then he's on 930 to 40 goals. And then he knows. And the following season, even if he can give you another 20 to 30, he's getting to 970. He's going to get to 1,000 goals. I don't see how he doesn't get to it. I think now he's seen that it's possible based on his form and how far he is ahead of every player in the MLS as well. It's night and day between Messi and the players in the MLS. And like I said, Heung-min Son is smashing it since he's gone there as well. And he's a player that just left the Prem. Son's only how old? 32 years old? 32? Max 33 years old? Messi's 38, guys. And he still looks much better than Son. This is what I'm saying. It's ridiculous, man. We're talking about a player. By the time he retires, we're going to see Messi as the player with the most trophies in the history of the sport, individually and collectively. We're going to see a guy with, obviously he already has 8 Ballon d'Ors, the most golden boots. You get me? The most playmaker awards. He has the most man of the matches. He's created the most chances in football history. He's completed the most dribbles in football history. Like, literally, are we hearing the statistics that this guy is breaking? But then they'll tell you one worked hard and the other one was just talented. It's absolute nonsense. The fact that Messi's 38 and he's still doing what he's doing tells you this guy was of the most talented and he worked just as hard. Thierry Henry said it perfectly. Like, you see Messi walk around a lot, but he's the player that has the ball more than anyone else. He said, you know how much it takes out of you to get the ball and have to sprint every time with the ball and have to create every time with the ball. He's doing more than other players. The players that are worshipped for looking after themselves and still being able to play football at their age when they're old, like, why is Messi not getting the same love when he's their age too or close to their age and still doing more than them guys are doing? I'll give you an example. Luka Modric, right? He's almost 40. Great baller. But we all know Modric, he's a baller. He's going to give you some nice passes there. Not really a goal-scoring midfielder. You know, doesn't assist a lot, but obviously influences games. Great. You got Ronaldo, who most times will spend more of his time in a box. And then you have Messi, who has been doing his whole career where he's dropping deep, he's playing out wide at times, he's playing up front at times, he's playing in the middle at times. He's everywhere. He's still everywhere. He still has to do more than all the other guys that are praised for being old and still good at football. But then they'll tell you the others worked harder. And he just happens to be so talented. Ronaldinho is one of the most talented football players of all time. We saw what happened when he decided to not train as hard. He couldn't. Your body can't adapt to the physicality. Blood, you guys know. If you're in your 30s, early 30s I'm talking about, you go play a game of football, your recovery is going to take time. And you have a 38-year-old who's just dribbling. Yeah, creating chances, scoring goals, like, and doing that week in, week out. And people will tell you just because he's talented, it's that easy for him. Say, Joe, man, Messi is greated and is goated. And I'm telling you guys, like, he's completed football anyways. The World Cup it's won. Like, next year, it will be just unbelievable if he wins another World Cup. But if he doesn't win a World Cup next year, and even if the other guy wins it, it will just mean the other guy also has a World Cup. But it's not going to change the fact of who the better player is and who's the player that's had the greatest career, most assists in history, most individual awards and collective awards, potentially top 1 or 2 in terms of goal scoring, but dominating everything else, man. More Ballon d'Or, FIFA the best, all of that, man. Messi's the GOAT.